we saw on the police side that it was a very unique experience, and I had the opportunity, thanks to Chief Shannon, to speak to a 9/11 responders group 2 weeks ago. In fact, I think it was 2 weeks ago today. And one of the things that in having some conversation with those incredible men and women who responded on 9/11 to the towers, we talked about how that was a defining moment in our country, and how that tragedy really brought people together. Mm-hmm. And sadly, it's been 20 years, and in that 20 years, we find ourselves becoming divided again. Mm-hmm. And it was that tragedy that brought us together. I shared with them that it's not my hope that we have another tragedy to bring us together, but what we found was what I think is the best in public safety and the best in Americans who looked at that tragedy and said, how can we come together? And it galvanized people who said, you know what, I want to be part of that. They recognized the sacrifice and the service of FDNY and NYPD in particular in going toward the calamity. While everybody was running away, they were going toward the calamity. And that's who we employ. Those are the people who come into our service. And so what I think we found was we started to get more applicants on the police side that wanted to be a part of that esprit de corps, that service to the community. And so that was a little bit of a boon for us in terms of just seeing more candidates who wanted to serve. I think that one event is really, it is a poster for service and sacrifice, and there are still people in this country that raise their hand and say, I want to do that. I want to be a part of something special. I want to be a part of something bigger than myself.
Yeah, I think like the concept of all hazards response was really represented in that whole time period. It wasn't just responding to the horrors of the day. It was understanding that we needed to harden our targets prior to, and then develop mass care plans, and each individual public safety discipline couldn't not think about the other party. And so the new folks that we see coming on board now understand that this is kind of a holistic, in the fire service we say we're social service workers that get to fight fire, and that's really never been more true. And so we look for opportunities to really kind of, rather than having them experience adverse things, help them understand very viscerally what can be gained through understanding what citizens and visitors are going through during those times and how we can kind of mitigate those things. So we still have a lot of people who want to be firefighters, thankfully. I always tease the chief that when they're interviewing, I tend to walk through the lobby and just let them know that if it doesn't work out with them, just apologize for what you've done and come over to the fire department. We'll take you. But thankfully, there's still a lot of folks who have servant hearts, and that's what we're looking for.
Yes, absolutely.